as possible, but does everyone in this room understand what a proud moment this is for me? Please clap it up. So, good evening, elected officials, distinguished guests, clergy, community leaders, ladies and gentlemen, Pine Hills Community Council Board of Directors. Thank you all for being here. For those of you who may not know, my name is Sandra Fatney Hall, and I have the honor of serving as the CEO and founder of the United Foundation of Central Florida. Tonight is not just a meeting. Tonight is history in the making. We're here to celebrate Julien Serrano-O'Neil and the board, who's being named the first Gen Z president of the Pine Hills Community Council. And if that was not powerful enough, Julien's also the first Future Leaders United alum to ever serve as president of the Pine Hills Community Council. That alone deserves applause. Julien is the first vice president of the United Foundation of Central Florida, a board he first joined as a student, later served as president, and now helps lead with maturity, vision, and heart. Julien has been attending these meetings with me for over 10 years. 10 years of listening, 10 years of learning, and 10 years of showing up. From programming to our website to helping to drive a $45 million impact in the Pine Hills community, the work of this foundation quite simply could not have come to fruition without Julien's dedication and I mean truly tireless hours of service. My late husband, Dennis Hall, the foundation's board of directors, and I first met Julien at Evans High School through the late Shelley Ann Braswell, Allie Braswell, and then Yvette Gibbons Roberts, who had a lot to say about Julien. Dennis loved Julien deeply. And I know without question that he is smiling that sweet smile of his tonight, knowing that Julien continues to take his place in history and lead with integrity. Julien, thank you for not only everything you have done for the foundation, but for the love, strength, and unwavering support you have shown me leading up to Mr. Hall's passing and thereafter. Your grace, your class, and your genuine heart will never be forgotten. I also want to thank Janita Pritapandulu of Golden Crust Caribbean Bakery and Grill, Orlando. Thank you for the authentic love and support you poured into Julien's life since meeting him nearly 10 years ago. It truly takes a village. Julien, you are the son I never had, but I do now. Serving as your first vice president of the Pine Hills Community Council is an honor that warms my heart in ways I cannot fully express, especially knowing that you stood beside me over 50 projects, all guided by faith, friendship, and shared commitment to service. With God in the driver's seat, and with our friends, partners, and supporters, we have accomplished great things, and the best is yet to come. Julien, thank you for your unwavering dedication, thank you for your loyalty, thank you for your leadership. I'm incredibly excited about the future of Pine Hills and continued success of the Pine Hills Community Council. Letting you know that today, Tuesday, January 6, 2026, goes down in history as the beginning of a new chapter of genuine care and leadership that will continue to bring about meaningful and lasting change. Dr. Latanya Nichols, thank you for your service and for believing in all of us. So if this is your first time meeting me, I will share that I currently sit on over 10 boards, and tonight I proudly represent them all. I sit on over 12 boards, and tonight I proudly represent them all. So on behalf of the 85,000 plus residents of Pine Hills, the United Foundation of Central Florida Board of Directors, the Pine Hills Community Council, the Fluides, the Alphas, and so many others, please stand and join me in welcoming to the podium our new president of the Pine Hills Community Council, Mr. Julien Serrano-O'Neil.
Thank you, Ms. Sandra, for that warm welcome. Before I go into my remarks, every incoming president has the honor of taking a moment to acknowledge the outgoing. Dr. Nichols has dedicated many years to the council, not just as president, but in other capacities. And I just want to take a moment as the first act under my presidency to acknowledge you for your time as president of the Pine Hills Community Council. And this is for distinguished leadership and service to the Pine Hills Community Council for being president in 2024-2025. Thank you so much. Now, we can acknowledge all of our directors that have taken their oath this evening. Congratulations to you as well. Now, if you all know me, you know sometimes I go a bit off the script, and I try not to do it often, but Lord, I do it. So, I'm going to give you my remarks briefly, but this moment, there are two individuals that would have been here, but God had other plans for them, and so I just want to have a moment of silence real quick, if you would indulge me. I don't know why this thing. These two individuals, oh my goodness, man, Shelly Ann Broswell and Dennis W. Hall are amongst individuals that poured into me to make me the individual that you see here today. And I would be remiss if I did not, I think I'm okay. I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to honor them with a moment of silence. So if you can, please stand and acknowledge these two great individuals. Thank you so much. I get myself worked up sometimes, but yeah, I attribute a lot of my success to them and their partners. I would also like to take a brief moment to acknowledge my family that is in the room. I have my Nana in the back, my great-grandmother in the back, and my grandfather. Can you all please stand up real quick? Stand up real quick. Is grandpa my grandfather's on the wall right there. They are here representing my entire family, so thank you for being here tonight. Now I will give you my remarks. I have only just a minute. Only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it. But it is up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it. Give account if I abuse it. Just one tiny little minute, but an eternity is in it. Benjamin Elijah Mays, President of Morehouse College. With all protocols observed, good evening. I begin with that poem because it reminds us of something deeply important tonight. Time is not promised. Leadership is not permanent. And responsibility is never abstract. A minute may feel small, but when we do with it, it can shape generations. Tonight I stand before you profoundly aware of this moment. This minute carries weight of 54 years of service and 50 years of incorporation, and the collective work of hundreds of volunteers, presidents, officers, residents who have lived in Pine Hills and made it a place worth fighting for. I'm humbled to serve as the youngest president of the Pine Hills Community Council, not because of age, but because of what that responsibility demands of me. This role may not be something I took lightly. It is not something that I take alone. The Pine Hills Community Council was formed in 1972 by neighbors who understood that if Pine Hills did not advocate for itself, no one else would. What began as a response to the possibility of incorporation transformed to focus on infrastructure concerns, becoming one of the most enduring civic organizations in Orange County, shaping zoning decisions, public safety strategies, beautification efforts, youth programs, and the very identity that this community holds. There were seasons when Pine Hills thrived and seasons when it was tested. There were moments when the council stood strong, and there were moments when it had to be rebuilt. Yet through every chapter, one truth remained constant: leadership matters. And let me be honest about one of the greatest tests this community has faced. For those who may not fully see that there is selective framing about Pine Hills and the storytelling that takes place, let me offer some context for you. Since the term Crime Hills was coined by a radio host in the late 80s and early 90s during the height of white flight, Pine Hills has been subjected to a pattern of coverage that is neither accidental nor neutral. When something negative happens here, Pine Hills' name is highlighted and placed on front and center in highlights, graphics, and sound bites. When the same incidents occur elsewhere, the language changes, the framing changes, the urgency changes. This disparity reflects racialized media narratives that have long shaped how Pine Hills is seen, discussed, and treated. And whether people choose to acknowledge it or not, these narratives matter. They influence public perception, they affect policy decisions, they impact investment, and they are something many of us on the ground confront every single day. We saw this again recently. News outlets largely overlooked the joy, culture, and unity displayed during our most recent parade, but were quickly to seek comment when tragedy struck in our community. That is a contrast. That story is a contrast, and happens too often. It is not the full story. But here is the truth that does not make headlines. Over the past several years, I've read countless reports about Pine Hills, both positive and negative. And as a younger resident of the community, I can say without hesitation that I've never felt more hopeful, I've never felt more proud, and I've never felt more confident of our future. Pine Hills. Pine Hills is not defined by a nickname. Pine Hills is defined by the people within it. And despite these challenges, what continues to set Pine Hills apart is the passion of its residents and the power of its young people. Tonight, I express my gratitude to every president who has come before me, or director, from the earliest pioneers to the most recent stewards, including Dr. LaTanya Nichols, whose vision, passion, and advocacy and action framework signified strength in this council during a crucial period. I stand on the shoulder of leaders who demonstrated that community change is not accidental, but rather intentional. Leaders like Sandra Fatby Hall, who expanded the council from 10 members to 60, or Patricia Rump, who led the organization through COVID-19, and leaders like Bettina Bush, Evangeline Richardson, Kenneth Dwyer, Ruth Moats, Melba Williams, Glenn Connor, Max Wynn, Stuart Schaefer, James Curtis, Mont Thurston, who called to the call of being president more times than we could count. Leaders like Dan Bellante, Sony Greenfield, Paul Holmes, Gary Lowe, Nancy Johnson. Leaders like the first council president, the late William Arthur Bill Framer, or the late Tuliel Phillips, whose name is for our endowed scholarship at Valencia College. Leaders like the late Dennis W. Hall, who dedicated over 30 years to the Pine Hills community, initiated the Citizens on Patrol in the Hiawassee Oak subdivision. But before I go further, I would be remiss if I did not pause and acknowledge some very personal people to me. I stand here because of a village, a community of mentors, friends, families, colleagues, and elders who challenged me, if you will, corrected me, encouraged me, prayed for me, opened doors for me, and sometimes simply reminded me who I was before it felt heavy to be who I am. There are several individuals I would like to take a moment to just say their names. Sandra Famion, Gordon Russell, Zarita Principal Manu, Ali Braswell, Sam and Gannett Roberts, Dennis Hall, Shirley Ann Braswell, my fraternity brothers Anthony Jackson, Nicholas Solomon, Jalen Christie, Christopher Polk, Reginald McGill, Howard Purnell, Rayshawn Young, my parents, Kirk O'Neill, Angela Jennings, my step-parents, Teresa Jennings and Christine Boyd. If your name was not called, do not be afraid, do not be weary. Just charge it to my head and not my heart, because if I continued to name names, we'd be here all night. You all have carried me in moments when I could not carry myself. And for that, I'm thankful. To my mentors who model leadership with integrity, to friends who kept me grounded, to family who never stopped believing in me when the path was unclear, and to every person who spoke my name in rooms that I've yet to be in, thank you. This moment belongs to you. Dr. Mays reminds us that we must give account for how we use that minute. That principle defines the administration that begins here tonight. My presidency will be guided by something simple. A framework known as PACE. Participation, accessibility, collaboration, and excellence. Participation means that the doors of the council are open and wider than they've ever been before. Civic engagement does not belong to a few, it belongs to the people of Pine Hills. Accessibility, it means transparency, and it's not optional. Our meetings, documents, priorities, progress must be visible, understandable, and reachable for every resident. Collaboration means we must recognize that it cannot fall on a single organization, agency, or leader. The work cannot be done alone. Progress happens when residents, nonprofits, faith, leaders, school, businesses, and government move together. To that end, for a lot of you that are here, when I send you an email, I send you a text, or I call your phone, be ready to engage in the work together. Do not give excuses on why you cannot. I learned many years ago in the halls of Morehouse College, and I know I'm in BCU and FAM territory, but I went to the house. Let's acknowledge that. Okay? Morehouse taught me that excuses do not build communities, commitment does. If the answer is not yes today, then let it be how can we make it work? Because Pine Hills does not need perfect partners, it needs present ones. Excellence means we do not settle for activity without outcome. We will measure our work, we will report our progress, and we will hold ourselves accountable to the people that we serve. This administration will set the pace for progress, not through promise, but through results. In 2026, we will honor the past while actively shaping our future. We will elevate our signature community events like the Pine Hills Parade, and we will reignite civic tradition like the Hobnob, for those of you that are here running for office. I hope you got your money ready for that. Because you need to be there, and if you aren't, that's going to tell our community a little something about you. Anyhow, this year we will be celebrating 54 years of service and 50 years of incorporation as an organization, and we will ensure that our history is preserved, documented, and shared. But beyond events and milestones, our work is about something deeper. It's about restoring dignity to the community, that was too often defined by labels instead of lived experiences. It is recognizing Pine Hills as one of the most diverse, resilient, and culturally rich communities in Central Florida, and ensuring that diversity is treated as a strength and not a footnote. When Dr. Mays writes, "I must suffer if I lose it," he reminds us that wasted time carries consequences. My commitment is to you. We will not waste that moment. We will advocate boldly, we will listen intentionally, and we will lead with integrity. And when this administration's minute has passed, we will be able to say we used it well. But let us be clear about something tonight. The future of Pine Hills does not rest on the shoulders of one president or one council. It rests with every resident who shows up here, every neighbor who speaks up, every partner who chooses action over apathy. This council can set the direction, but the community must supply the movement. Pine Hills will only go as far as we are willing to walk together. Again, Dr. Mays reminds us that each of us is given a minute, not just leaders, not just elected officials, all of us. And the question before us tonight is simple. How will you use yours? And if you're wondering what taking ownership looks like in every real, tangible way, let me be clear. One of the most simplest is by joining as a member of the council and paying your dues. It is joining on sponsorships. It is coming to the events. And I'm going to ask that every one of you have your agenda. There are QR codes, the same ones here. And move out your way. If you could take a moment to pick up your phone and scan the membership center and pay your dues before you leave this room tonight. And if you're an elected official or organization, look at that sponsorship tab, because that's how we will come together. And I mean, let's do that together right now. Don't be afraid to take your phone out, because I can see every face. I don't see no phones moving. Y'all laughing. I'm being so serious. All right, Tim Harris, I see you. Membership for Pine Hills Community Council is not just limited to residents. You do not have to live in Pine Hills. I think that's why some of you wasn't picking up your phone. You do not have to live in Pine Hills to be a member of the council. Membership dues is how we operate. It's how we do our programming, and it's how we support the community. So, join, be a part of the cause, and be a part of the mission.
I'm taking my phone up.
You're taking your phone up? Okay. See, if Miss Sandra can do it, you can do it. Miss Sandra not too tech savvy. Okay? And I can say that. Hold on, calm down. Did Miss Sandra just not say that I am a son that she never had? Miss Sandra will call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, Julien, this is not working. Okay, I will fix it when I see you. And it's good. So Miss Sandra can get that QR code, you too. But if you believe in what you heard tonight, I will invite you not to just applaud, but to invest in it. To the residents, to the council, again, this night belongs to you. To our partners, we invite you to walk with us. And to the next generation that are watching at the back of the room, in the flu shirts just like I was 10 years ago, thank you. And your voice matters. So, with that, this minute I have may not be long, but I hope that it shapes our future. Thank you so much, and God bless. It wasn't too long. I hope you did not get tired. I hope you did not get weary. Because the work Okay. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Don't hold the mic.
This is going to be the longest you hear me talk.
Don't hold the mic.
Don't tell them that yet?
Don't hold the bottom.
Oh, what you want me to do?
Don't hold the bottom.
Don't hold it.
Oh, don't hold the bottle. Thank you, brothers. I appreciate it. This is probably going to be the longest you hear me speak all year, so embrace it, take it in, because I do not like long meetings, and I do not like talking long. So now, I will move the agenda so that we can continue the program and eventually close for the night so that we can all hobnob